we have started to reach the interesting classes for IFA 2023 senior men's category. This time we'll be looking at men's 70 kilo classes. If you guys, first thing you'll notice is that I have changed my little PowerPoint slide thing a little bit over here because there are just so many more people, 18 people as of the starting list for 70 kilos compared to like 10 people maybe for the 63 kilo class. So way bigger class, way more heavy hitters. Let's dive right in and find out who the big names are. Probably the biggest name, the most well-known athlete here, at least in this part of the world, Joffey Jolly from Malaysia. He was the 2019 IFA World Champion in this class, in the 70 kilo class on the right hand. And last year at the Asians, he was champion as well in both arms. Current UAC lightweight champion, and he was 10, maybe even 15 years Malaysian champ at the lightweight category, at the around 70 kilo category. So this guy super dominant, used to be in the conversation for the #1 arm wrestler in the entire of Malaysia, you know, many years back when the sport wasn't as big. He was really super dominant. Now with all the super heavyweights running around, he's sort of dropped on the totem pole, but still a very strong guy, an immensely powerful inside arm wrestler. This guy is the real deal, and he's definitely one of the top seeds going into the 70 kilo category. Next guy I'm going to introduce has had a match with Joffey before. He's going to be my teammate Joshua Tay. They recently had a match at UAC #2. At that event, Joshua lost 3-0 to Joffey, but it was a close match, especially in the first and second rounds. They were pretty close, neck and neck, stuck in the middle, and had really good wars. Joshua right now, current Singapore 70 kilo champ on both the left and right arm. Basically no one else at 70 kilos can touch him. Really going to be one of the top favorites going in, especially for the left hand. Next guy from Georgia, Shalva Gabisiani. He was the 2023 IFA Europe 3rd on the left and 6th on the right, and then in the 2022 last year he was 63 kilos. So he's coming up one weight class this year, but from his results so far, he seems to be more of a left-handed specialist. Most of the time his left has had better results, so I would be more afraid of this guy if I were in the left-handed category in the 70 kilos class compared to the right. But at the 2019 Zloty Tour, he did come in 5th on both left and right, so still seemingly pretty dangerous on both arms, but definitely more of a left-handed specialist. Shalva Gabisiani, Georgian name. You have to be careful whenever you see a Georgian come into your competition. And next guy, wanted to put him as an honorable mention, but just because he's a Georgian, I'm just gonna throw him in the guys to look out for. Is Gusein Aliev. He is actually a youth arm wrestler. He competes in under 21 in the 70 kilo category. At the IFA Europe, he was #1 left and right-handed earlier this year. So this time he's going to be competing in seniors as well. I don't think he competed last year in France in the seniors category, so I believe this is going to be his first IFA seniors debut. So a very scary guy to look out for, especially knowing that he's from Georgia. That's why he's on this list. Next guy is going to be from India. This guy, most of you may not know who he is. Abdul Quadir. He's the Johar champion of champions, and what that means in India is that they usually have an overall class at the end of each tournament. So the winner of that overall class is named the champion of champions, because you know the champions from each of the categories go against each other, and he's the #1 guy in the Jorat. I wouldn't call it state, because Jorat, I think it's in the state of Assam, so provincial level, I don't know. But yeah, BCAI, I think he competed at 78 kilos, so he's coming down to 70. He was 2nd in 78, so 2nd in 78, coming down a weight class, probably very dangerous for right hand at least. Couldn't find any data for him on the left hand, but you know, right hand is all that matters, right? So another guy to look out for from India, Abdul. Keep a lookout for him. Next up we have Daniel Augustsson from Sweden. So Daniel usually competes in the Masters class. At the 2022 IFA, he was the 70 kilo champion on the right hand. At the 2023 IFA Euros, he was the 70 kilo champ as well. So maybe 2 competitions back to back, big competitions, Masters, #1, very dangerous guy. He's not competing on the left hand, I believe, so more of a right-handed specialist as most of us are. But yeah, in the right-handed class, this guy is probably going to be pretty dangerous. Watch out for him, Daniel Augustsson. We have the honorable mentions, so quite a lot of honorable mentions this time, just because we have such a big class compared to the 63 kilo category. First one I want to point out is Raymond Wong. He's the teammate of Joffey Jolly, and just behind Joffey Jolly at the 70 kilo category is Raymond. This guy is, him and Joffey are really far ahead of the pack in terms of the lightweight guys in Malaysia. So it's usually Joffey, Raymond, and then a bunch of other guys below that. So Raymond, very dangerous 70 kilo puller. This guy has had wars with other 70 kilo champs in the region as well. So don't sleep on Raymond Wong. Another guy from Malaysia, Danesh Sufian. Last year, I think he was the national champion for 70 kilos category, because neither Raymond nor Joffey were competing at the 70 kilo category. So Danesh, I think he was a youth puller, but then now he's competing in the seniors. So maybe it's going to be one of his first time competing in the seniors class. So looking forward to seeing his matches, seeing what kind of damage he can do with the big boys. Next up we have Jamie Wilkind from Sweden. He was the Nordic Open 2022 right-handed 3rd place, so bronze medalist, and he was 4th on the left. I saw a couple of his videos. Pretty good guy. Saw a couple of his videos. Seems to be pretty strong. So definitely going to be able to put some damage in the sort of middle of the pack kind of guys. So yeah, seems like a pretty legit arm wrestler. And just going to shout out to my teammate Jesper Chan, because he was also bronze medalist last year at the Asians at 70 kilos. So not a bad achievement. Coming from someone who didn't get a medal at Asians, you know, this guy, very strong left-handed guy. On the right hand, he's a little bit more iffy, but definitely in the left-handed category, he's someone to look out for. And after Jasper, we finally have Daniel Axworthy. This guy is a senior Grandmasters puller, believe it or not. So I think senior Grandmasters is the 50 and above, something like that. Probably the oldest guy in this category, but he was the 2022 Senior Grandmasters 70 kilo champion on both arms. This guy seems pretty legit. Saw a couple of his videos. Doesn't look, you know, a day over 40. Looks to be in great shape. Looks to be able to do a lot of damage even with the younger guys. So those are the names for the 70 kilo class to look out for. Of course, once again, this is just the initial starting list. I'm expecting more names to come in as the days go by, as we go in closer and closer to IFA 2023. Looking forward to 70 kilo class. Definitely gonna have some awesome fights there. And tomorrow I'll be going over the 78 kilo category, which I will be competing in.